Hip-hop and rap is one of the biggest genres of music in the world today. The trap music sound is a favorite amongst listeners, and Atlanta is its breeding ground. Jeezy is one of Atlanta's best-known rappers, and in 2008 he will prove why with the release of his album, The Recession. On today's episode of Underground Reggie, we discuss the album and its impact. My name is Rico Banks, and today is Monday, January 13th, 2020. The streets were talking and waiting on Jeezy to come back with some classic trap music, similar to the songs he gave us on Let's Get It Thug Motivation 101, and Jeezy didn't let the streets down. The Recession was an instant classic. The Drummer Boy produced lead single Put On had the whole country throwing up their hoods. The album, which was Jeezy's third solo album, delivers with bass-heavy production from an all-star lineup of producers. DJ Toomp sets up the album with the intro and is followed by the likes of DJ Squeaky, Midnight Black, Shawty Red, Don Cannon, The Justice League, and Drummer Boy. Jeezy reintroduces himself to the trap on Welcome Back. He solidifies his place as the number one trap star on the hook as he states, "I've been on my grizzy now. I'm back in my place. And if you show me the money, I put this brick in your face. And if you ain't got the money, I put this strap in your face. And if y'all believe in these niggas, that's like a slap in the face. Welcome back." The song more than sets the tone for the album. Following Welcome Back is By the Way. The track is one of my favorites on the album. The track shows Jeezy at his best. Next are two of the three Midnight Black produced songs on the album. On Crazy World, he describes the world as only Jeezy can. The track starts with Jeezy telling the world to vote Barack Obama for president before letting all the haters know he shouldn't be played with. It's ironic as Jeezy will later be acknowledged by President Obama for the love he showed him on this album. We'll discuss that later in the episode. What they want is a nice follow-up track that allows the album to stay on course. Drummer Boy makes another appearance on Amazing and Hustler's Ambition. But Don't You Know might cause listeners to overlook both of those tracks. Don't You Know is by far the best Midnight Black produced track that I ever heard. The choir sings along in the background as Jeezy lets all the studio gangsters have it. He quotes, "I hear y'all talk that work shit. That's cool, but that don't mean shit. I don't know you." Before he also shows his comical side by saying, "All this bird talk make me want some Popeyes." It's a must listen for anyone who decides to go out and pick up the album. Coming up next, we continue to discuss Jeezy's The Recession here on Underground Reggie. This episode of Underground Reggie is brought to you by the IamMen.com. Music, sports, and entertainment news from IamMen Media. Follow the IamMen on Instagram at IamMen.media. On the album, Jeezy also talks about the stresses of the music industry. Vacation is a track that will catch the attention of anyone who works a 9 to 5. I think everyone can relate to being stressed out, tired, and smoking the occasional blunt or two. On the Anthony Hamilton assisted Everything, Jeezy continues to stake his claim as Trapper of the Year, as Boosie Badass also appears on the record to help form another trap classic. The DJ Payne one produced Don't Do It sounds like a track tailor-made for Jay-Z, but some way Jeezy makes it work. The album's lead single Put On featuring Kanye West follows next, before the album comes to an end with My President, an ode to presidential hopeful Barack Obama, which features rapper Nas. The single would later become an anthem for the Hood and Obama campaign after he was elected into office, making Jeezy a larger-than-life celebrity. The single defined the moment and will forever be a reminder of the time. However, Put On may have the longest shelf life of any single on the album and can still be heard in nightclubs and stadiums throughout the world to this day. The Recession is an album that's definitely worth paying money to own. With guest appearances by the likes of Kanye West, Trey Songz, and Nas, the album is an easy win. An album with great playback value for anyone who streams their music. Jeezy shows that he can still make the hood say trap or die with this effort. All the true Jeezy fans stood up and supported the album to its fullest. With lines like "My president is black, my Lambo is blue, and I'd be goddamned if my rims ain't too. Where can you go wrong?" This was Jeezy at his best. Thanks for listening to another episode of Underground Reggie. I'm your host, Rico Banks. Make sure you follow the IamMen on Instagram at IamMen.media. We'll be back for another episode soon. Stay tuned.